Good afternoon, everybody. My name is The Phoenix, and you are joining me live from YouTube, Twitch, or TikTok as my camera focuses. Okay, I made it worse. Okay, there we go. um, Welcome, everybody. For those of you joining me for the first time, my name is The Phoenix. I am a dungeon master and lore master, an avid fan of Dungeons and Dragons and Lord of the Rings 5e, and that's what I stream about is Dungeons and Dragons and Lord of the Rings 5e. This morning, I didn't get a chance to stream for you guys. I was actually really looking forward to finishing up our review of the uh, Realm of the Three Rings book, the latest book to come out by Free League Publishing for the Lord of the Rings role playing for 5th edition supplement. I was really looking forward to it. However, I only got a couple hours sleep last night with my baby. So this morning, when I would typically wake up to start getting ready to stream, I was running on maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours of sleep, and I decided, no, I wasn't going to do that to myself. So instead, I canceled the stream. But today, I figured while my baby is taking his late afternoon nap, we would try to write a one shot together. So feel free to join me to motivate me. Sometimes I need a little bit of motivation, peer pressure to get my gears turning. So any input you guys can provide is appreciated. And if you have your own stuff to work on, whether you are a D&D player or a game master yourself, feel free to join me in the chat and tell me what you're writing about. And maybe we can help motivate one another. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Let me make sure I've got the right thing here. And we're trying out the dual output mode on TikTok today. So let me know if you guys are enjoying the layout that I have there. My layout is not typically geared towards streaming to vertical outputs, so let me know if it works for you guys. All right, so this is a Lord of the Rings 5e one shot that I've been writing called "Of Ill Fillings and Miscrust." And yes, it's a punny play on words title because that makes me happy inside. This is actually a one shot that I'm hoping to stream to you guys live one of these coming days. I'm just having trouble getting hearing back from one of my players on some very important details regarding their character. But when I do have that done, I will be hopefully setting up a day in the near future to stream this. So the premise is before the festival, the player heroes are going to meet Hamfast Gamgee, which is, if you are familiar with Lord of the Rings, Samwise Gamgee's father. So they're going to meet Hamfast in Frogmorin at a inn called the Floating Log. So this is in the east farthing of the Shire. While they're there, Hamfast is going to tell them a bit about what he brought them there for. So Hamfast has brought them there as experts, experts on pies from around the Shire. So Hamfast, as we know, has been working under one of the master gardener at at Bag End for a little while now. It's been probably, if I remember correctly, 19 years. Approximately 19 years, give or take. I, I do have them in my notes somewhere here. But he's been working as an apprentice under Holman Greenhand. And this is, we're saying about autumn time. And this is going to be Holman Greenhand's last harvest of his career. So with the harvest coming due, and the garden's starting to give way to winter, Holman's time as master gardener is coming to a close. So Hamfast has decided to throw this festival in Holman's honor. And he has done it in Holman's hometown of Frogmorn. And he's decided to put on a bit of a festival. There's fair games, various entertainers, all sorts of lively party stuff as hobbits do. But in particular, there is a pie baking competition. So a bunch of hobbits from around the Shire have decided to create some pies for this competition. And Hamfast has requested the aid of the party to come act as judges to this competition. My players have various degrees on what makes them an expert in pies. It is one of the prerequisites I gave them when they were creating their characters is, what makes you an expert in pies? So Hamfast has gathered them together here, and the festival will be taking place tomorrow. While they're eating at the floating log, they're going to meet a few different player heroes, NPCs, I should say, non-player heroes. So they're going to meet the mayor and his wife. They're going to meet Lobelia, as well as her husband and her father. And they're going to meet the proprietor of the floating log, Juniper Broadbelt. So there's a few different NPCs for them to meet on this grand occasion. We do have a few rumors that I'm thinking about throwing in here, depending on if the players decide to interact with any of these, any of the patrons inside of the floating log after they discuss with Hamfast, or maybe if they ask Hamfast some questions, I may have a few rumors lined up to provide them, if they deem in their interest to investigate that kind of stuff. So they're going to stay for free at the floating log as honored guests. And everybody is staying at the floating log this evening. The morning of the festival, they're going to hear some talk about someone who thinks that they had spot something called the Forgotten Foxglove. And this is a kind of a spirit of sorrow and love lost. And it's kind of the ghost of the East Farthing. So there's going to be some rumors that maybe people have seen the Forgotten Foxglove, or seen signs of the Forgotten Foxglove. I should make a note of that, actually. Rumors of spottings of Forgotten Foxglove or signs of her passing. And this is an important note, because the Forgotten Foxglove is not just someone I can just introduce. They can't meet her at the bar kind of thing. So I need to find a way to introduce Forgotten Foxglove in a way that piques the character's curiosity without making it blatant, like, here's a ghost in front of you guys. So as they travel through the festival that morning, they can participate in a bunch of mini games. I have been developing a variety of mini games available if my players decide to play them. And then we're going to get to the pie competition. So this is an important note. That evening before, Hamfast, upon seeing the mayor of the Shire, invites the mayor to assist the player heroes as another judge in the competition. So the mayor, he thinks himself a bit important, and is not one to turn down an invitation. So he agrees to attend this festival. The mayor is going to be winded from walking around the festival, and when the pie competition comes around, he's going to have a special booth where all the other contestants are going to bring the pie pieces to him to sample, while the party continues around the festival, enjoying the pies at the actual booths available. There's going to be a commotion at some point. The murder. But it's not a murder. There's going to be probably a loud crash sound, the scream of a woman, and then the party will come up to see the mayor unconscious on the ground. Now, his wife, Malva, is standing over him. Gerda, who is a local herbalist and something of a medic, is going to have him transferred to her house or working lodge, however I deem fit to describe it. But she's going to get him transferred to her house for treatment. The party now has a mystery. The game is afoot. And it is now officially a whodunit, without the murder. Hi, Rain. Welcome. So the party can investigate at the festival, the inn, or Gerda's house in any order. I considered giving them like certain additional clues if they investigate certain locations first. Like maybe if they looked at the festival grounds first, they would find like certain clues that don't get to be covered up right away, but maybe they lose some clues at, say, Gerda's house because people have been visiting the mayor and certain evidence might have been removed from the mayor's person. I considered doing that. I ended up deciding to scratch it just because it's actually my first time doing a whodunit adventure. And the fact that it's not a proper, like, murder mystery makes it a little bit more complicated. So I have decided to leave the clues lie as they are, not to remove or add to the clues at all, and just have them as is, I think. I may change my mind back in the future here, but thus far, I think that that's the right call. Just because I I'm still not used to properly properly running a murder mystery. So I'm not entirely positive if this is going to be really difficult or really easy for my players. So we'll see. Maybe I'm really good at this. Maybe I'm really bad at it. So that is my the beginning of my outline. So they're going to have the investigation piece, and then after their investigation, there's going to be the confrontation. So the confrontation is going to basically be the sheriff arrives and demands to know who is responsible for the murder. Oh, I guess that's a important part of the investigation. So there is a, what did I name her? Not her. Where is her? Ada Burrows. That's her name. So Ada Burrows is a bounder. On her first duty assignment at the festival. So the way the Shire's law enforcement system basically works is there are sheriffs who are in charge of certain areas, and under each sheriff, a number of bounders work under each sheriff. The bounders are kind of the cops, and the sheriff is basically like the I don't know what head cop is called, a deputy, yeah, that sounds right. And the sheriff's report ultimately up to the mayor's office. So you can imagine how the sheriff feels about his boss being quote unquote murdered, at the very least poisoned. Ada Burrows, a brand new bounder who has just joined the force, was basically assigned this festival as like an easy assignment. Like, okay, none of us have time to orientate you right now. Go, do guard duty at the festival. And then this happens, and she is way in over her head. So Ada Burrows is going to have a little bit of a mini panic attack, and she's going to plea with the party, with the player heroes, to do the investigation work while she tries to get word to the sheriff to get there ASAP. So she leaves the player heroes in charge. I'll make a note of that. Is on her first duty assignment at the festival. Upon the fall of the mayor, she will assign the player heroes as the folks in charge and ask them to get to the bottom of it while she gets word to the sheriff. All right. So that's what assigns the player heroes their authority. Because right now they are just pie heroes. They're pie judges. So Ada Burrows assigns the player heroes the duty to uh, interview witnesses, get to the bottom of things. Rain, I see your little, what is that, Charmander or something like that? I can't even tell. It's very cute. All right. So the sheriff arrives and demands to know who is responsible for the murder. And then we're going to enter a council where the party makes their case on who they believe is responsible for the murder. All right. And if they are unsuccessful, no harm, no foul. They just jail the wrong person, and then the mayor awakes and the truth is uncovered. If they do jail the wrong person, or do jail the right person, that person is going to come forward and is going to admit to everything. But we have a few different suspects. There's a few folks that could theoretically be. So hopefully it is not straightforward. We'll see. We'll see. I think that it's really, 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 really obvious. But I've come up with some motivations for all of the different NPCs involved, the different suspects involved. So we'll see. So NPCs tab, this is my big, long, document, which I won't bother you guys with. This is just a bunch of stuff that is important for my background. So Pot Whitfoot is the mayor. So he is what's called the first sheriff and leader of the watch. So there's the 12 sheriffs, 3 for each farthing, and a variable number of bounders. He is also in charge of the messenger service, which delivers letters and packages between homes and businesses. And he's also in charge of the quick post, which is like an express mail delivery service for official communication. So used by the mayor's office and the sheriff's office. And those are more priority runners. And he was elected in the year 1357 of the Shire Reckoning calendar. So he's been the mayor, not major, mayor, for the past 3 years. And he is typically located in a town known as Michael Delving. And this is in the West Farthing. So this is on the complete opposite side of the Shire from where the players where the festival is taking place. So one of the first things that happens is Hamfast Gamgee's like, "Oh, Mayor Pot Whitfoot, what are you doing so far from Michael Delving?" And it provides an opportunity for him to approach him with it, because he wasn't going to ask him to travel all that way. But since he's already here, they'd love to have him as a honored judge at the festival. And then we've got Lobelia Bracegirdle, or Lobelia Saxville Beggins. Bracegirdle, of course, being her maiden name. This is a long schwack of information. The concept is so her mother Primrose and her father Blanco. Primrose eventually left their family home in Hardbottle and returned to her family estate in the Yale, which is like way farther away. You know, couple days journey at least. Everyone in the North Farthing says that they know the real reason why she left. There's a lot of people saying, you know, uh, it was she got wandering madness. She found a secret cache of gold from her late father, Otto, that she needed to go grab. The sudden appearance of a disfiguring disease, all this stuff. So there's a bunch of gossip over why she would leave their home. There's a lot of stuff between these two that could be expanded on. And unfortunately, I don't think that I'll be able to expand too much on it because of the time limitations of a one shot. But there's so much that I could have done with this pairing. And then Blanco Brace Girdle. So this is Lobelia's father, the husband to Primrose. So him and his son Bruno have been brokering deals with almost every single mining company in Dwelling. So Dwelling is located in the East Farthing, in a place called the Hills of Scary. And over the last 30 years, he has basically been involved in every single mining deal occurring in the Shire. So anywhere that there's like brick installed, stone installed, any of that kind of stuff, he feels a bit entitled for that place's success, entitled to being able to step into those locations, all that kind of stuff. A lot of there's a lot of stuff that I could expand on with Blanco, but I really, in this one shot, want to highlight his jealousy of other successful hobbits, his greed, his desire to have the best of everyone, to have more grandeur, to have more stature, to have more power. I want him to be a stereotypical bad guy. There's redeeming qualities about everybody, but I want him to have a bit of a harder to find good quality about him. So in my one shot here, I have this idea that Blanco, where is it here? So I have this thing here, where Lobelia's father, Blanco, is staging a coup. And this isn't necessarily a fact, but this could be a rumor that the players might overhear. Whether or not it's true or not, we will see. But he's got a monopoly on the mining businesses in the East Farthing, and has had his hand in building most residences around the Shire. whoever gets too influential in the mining business gets a case of what's called the Brockenbors, which is a really they say it's a curse. Welcome back, Mark Songs. I hope you're having a wonderful evening so far. In in the mines, this Brockenbors, anyone who has spent too much time in the mines ends up coming down with this sickness, and a lot of the hobbits say it's a curse, and that anyone who's there after dark is too greedy, and so they're cursed with this illness. I haven't developed the Brockenbors part too much. It is something from the Lord of the Rings supplement itself, so I haven't really looked into too much of the history of where it originated from, and what it actually is. But in my mind, it's probably something akin to like lead poisoning or some sort of metal poisoning, at least in my mind. I think I saw you guys playing D&D the other night. Was busy though. Yeah. We were actually playing Lord of the Rings 5e. I was a player actually for this. The Kindly Cleric is running a Moria campaign, and I am playing a dwarf captain named Tora. We just had our first session this past Monday here, and it's every 2 weeks. So if you enjoyed it, catch us in 2 weeks' time. Or if you don't get an opportunity to watch us at that time, there is the VODs available on Twitch and YouTube as well. All right. So, anyone who gets too influential in the mines gets a case of the Brockenbors, and it's rumored that this is why his wife ran away to the Yale, or one of the rumors about why his wife ran away to the Yale. There's also a little bit of a tidbit that Lobelia is working with her father to stage this coup. And so she used an old family recipe that has Brockenbors in it. We'll see how that goes. But I do have this other little rumor here that for Lobelia herself, she has seen her ambition to take Bag End as the rightful owner disappear once, and may have set her sights on the second largest smeal in the West Farthing, the town hall of the mayor. So maybe Lobelia is after the title of mayor. Couple rumors. Again, like this stuff, I haven't developed it entirely yet. Setting, so this is pretty straightforward. It just sets the exact year. It talks a little bit about what the family or what the party has been brought here to do, and it has my summary of NPCs here. So now we will go to before the festival. So this is what I've been working on a little bit here. Yeah, so he's been apprenticing 19 years. Some of these things, like I have like these little quotes. Wait, I need to make it so it's... I need to make this easier to read. We'll do that, and that. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe I'll make it a little bit more gray. This isn't important, but it makes me feel good. So Mayor and his wife are seen in passing. Gamgee comments how far from home they are. There's going to be a point in which Juniper, the proprietor of the floating log, is trying to feed a dish to somebody. So she basically has a menu of frog leg everything. So there's going to be the menu is going to be very basic. It's going to be soup, sandwich, pie, juice. No explanations about anything. Just soup, sandwich, pie, juice with appropriate pricings beside each of them, which is probably going to be like 1 copper piece or something like that, 2 copper piece. And Juniper has been trying to make frog legs a meal. And so it's like frog leg soup, frog leg sandwich, frog leg pie, frog juice. One of the hobbits who's actually going to be, I'm pretty sure I'm going to make it be Blanco Bracegirdle, like Lobelia's father. But I think that they're going to be like, get that poison away from me. And they're going to send a bowl flying across, and there's going to be green tinged liquid that the party sees, or maybe like green meat. And this is a little bit where the suspense of reality comes in for the players. Because if anyone knows anything about frogs, they know that their meat is not green. They do nothing. The only thing green about frogs is the skin, and you don't eat the skin. I'm pretty sure even if you ate the skin, I'm pretty sure it would change color if you cooked it. So I'm asking my players to use disbelief here, and part of it is by giving them the image that, you know, a frog leg soup is going to be all green stuff. Green meat, green juice, green everything. And that should give my players enough of a hint to be like, okay, yeah, this stuff is green. Because that's important. Let's make this. Increase indent. It's probably going to be like 2 copper piece. 2 copper piece. Pie is going to be probably 1 copper piece. Juice is 1 copper piece. Or copper penny, probably. That's the better word for it. I have a couple things in here about some potential rumors to throw in if the players ask about it. I can add maybe a thing about oh, you know what would be fun is have a traveling what do you call it, kind of a traveling bard or traveling storyteller. Recount a tale of the forgotten foxglove. That would be fun for if the maybe if the players stay up late and don't go to bed early. They get that little tidbit. And then maybe I'll have if they do decide to go to bed early, if a player, I'll say, decides to go to bed early, I'll have them encounter with Ada Burrows. So Ada Burrows being that brand new bounder, just to introduce her. We'll remove that one. Claims about Lobelia and or her family. Yeah. All right. Morning of the festival. I made punny pie names. I'm sure you couldn't tell that I like puns from the title of this document, but I've got pie hole of shrimp, tea pie is the limit, easy as eggplant pie, fettuccine pie 5, yippee pie yay macaroons, pies to meet you, live free or habanero pie hard, marmalade pie oh my, I spy soy pie, Lord of the arrowroot pie. Yeah, I've got a few different ones. I need to change some of the things on these little mini games, but these are 3 that I want to make up. But to be honest, they're probably going to be just more like improvised mini games rather than like just complex mini games, I guess. Like arm wrestling, drinking contest, table dancing. The table dancing I've got is game or ambiance. Like if the players want to table dance, cool. Or I might just have it as like something occurring in the background and maybe they don't join in at all. I've got a few other things, strongman competition, talent competition, all that kind of stuff. Hark, the game is afoot. Mare has been poisoned. He's got a terrible stomachache. He's unconscious from the pain. A chipped tooth, pie crumbs, and then we've got query swallowed ring of wife. So the culprit is the wife, Malva Whitfoot. The murder weapon was their marital ring. And the reason. So the marital copper ring is in poor condition, tarnished and covered in green oxidation, represents poorly cared for marriage. So the mayor is going to have, there's going to be a few different clues. And the clues I'm still working on. This is the part that is really holding up most of this document for me is the clues. So chipped tooth. He clearly bit something hard. Whether that's a frog bone or an ore from the mine, or a ring is to be determined. Aching stomach, because there's a ring in his stomach. It's something he has ingested that has made him this way. So the mayor is going to have multiple rings on his hand. So he's going to have his ring of office for being the mayor of the Shire, his ring of the postmaster for being the mayor of the quick post and the messenger service. And on his left hand, there's going to be an indentation of a missing ring. And as the players will recall, he was married. This one, though, I'm going to leave as, like, the rings part, I'm going to leave as a fairly high DC. Because as soon as they realize that the ring is missing, one of two things is going to happen, but most likely it's going to be this. They're probably going to realize it's the wife, or they're going to think that it's like a jealous woman. But more likely they'll think it's the wife, because it is the wife. So I don't want to give it away right off the hop. Nothing would make me sadder than going to run this game and have them be like, oh, he's missing his wedding ring. Oh, the wife did it. And just end the session there. Just be like, cool, thanks guys. If they have rings on all fingers, a missing finger could be another way of suggesting a miss. Oh, thank you. I sure would. I appreciate that. Also, welcome to the stream. That is a good point. Maybe the wife is really missing finger. I'll put query missing finger. Query missing finger. Thank you. That's a good idea. Green coloration on lips and fingers. Something green. So this is where my little like green frog stuff is important, because so I wanted it to be I wanted to play with like a few different ideas for clues, and for eating something, like there's only so much you can do. So like green coloration on the lips and on the fingers, you know, it ends up being because he ate like an oxidized ring. But it could be, you know, these green frogs that he was eating. It could be Brockenboars. I'm going to probably have to develop Brockenboars a little bit to make it have like a green tinge to it, or something like that. Like maybe it's characterized as that. Or one of the other ones I want is for people to think that it was the Forgotten Foxglove, the ghost. And how exactly I'm going to do the ghost, I need to tie that part in. But like maybe she's got like a ghostly green light or something, and she leaves like a touch of green wherever she goes. Or maybe it was her favorite color in life or something like that. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it was her, you know, her favorite color was green, and if you see green, beware. I like that, actually. Let me make a note of that real quick. Where did I go? Is the mayor dead or just sick? The mayor is sick. So this is a Shire adventure. So it's I wanted to do a murder mystery or a whodunit without the murder, because the Shire's a little bit more lighthearted of a location. So I wanted to play with it a little bit, and so I decided to make a whodunit. It's my first time doing a whodunit. But when I decided I was going to take out the mayor, not only because it's a Shire adventure, but because of who it is, I didn't want to have like huge repercussions, because I mean the murder of the mayor of the Shire would be talked about for ages. Like that would be huge in the Shire, and would have detrimental effects on the safety of the Shire after this occurs. So I couldn't quite disrupt it to that level. So instead, I decided to make it that the mayor's poisoned. And because of like the mayor being like the head of the sheriffs, they want to find the person right away. If the players get the person wrong, the mayor will eventually recover in a few days' time, and then it'll come to light who it actually was. So it's not really a big high stakes situation. It's more of an inconvenience if they charge the wrong person. But the big thing is the players should collect evidence on each suspect, so that they can make the case. Oh, my dog is out again. We got a new dog a few days ago, and she jumps really high, and she has jumped our fence probably 10 times today. I don't even know. It's been so much. Okay. Forgotten foxglove's favorite color was green. Beware if you see it. Actually, I think I want to put that over here. Yeah, if they stay up late. We'll still include that elsewhere if they don't stay up late. Like maybe when they're going through the morning of the festival, maybe there's some hobbits whispering of, "Oh, I saw green eyes in the mirror this morning. The forgotten foxglove has me now," and have another hobbit be like, "Your eyes were always green," or something like that. All right, so someone left a mystery pie slice on the mayor's stand. Only a crumble of pie crust is left on the stand. So one other clue is the type of pie crust is unique to the floating log, which is the inn that the players stay at. So this might tie them into thinking, could it be, what is her name? Juniper? Could it be Juniper, the proprietor of the floating log? Guest of the floating log? I wonder if you guys can hear that dog barking in the background. Does the mayor have a butler? If so, that's where my money is. The butler did it. I just watched, because I've been in a murder mystery mood. I just watched the 1980s? I want to say it was like 1987 or 1986. But the 80s movie for Clue. I just rewatched that a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I forgot how much I liked that movie. I just love the end where it's like the one ending and then it's like that's what could have happened, and then it shows another ending and it's like but what really actually happened was, and then it shows the third ending, which is great. And it's I just love like when watching that you could rewatch it back and back and back again and miss so many things. It's just great. All right. Guest of the flowing log. And maybe the pie is stale. Was created yesterday, or was not baked today. Premeditated. Oh God, premeditated. There we go. Premeditated. Back. What is this? Campaign planning? It is one-shot planning, Mark Song. I am planning my murder mystery one-shot. My non-murder murder mystery. Yeah! Alright. Pie was not baked today. This indicates it was premeditated. What else could a stale pie tell us? Ergo mens rea? Mens rea, what does that mean? I don't mean... All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go up. Same thing as premeditated. Oh, okay, yeah, premeditated. Because in my head, the wife basically this was, it means they were aware of what they were doing. Oh, okay. I've learned something new today. In my head, and maybe I should write this down somewhere. Maybe under investigation. What do I use heading to? Motivate, or backstory maybe. Actually, I should make a different tab for this. Confrontation. Oops, not heading 3, heading 2. Counsel with sheriff. And I'll add stuff about the council stuff in there later. But the backstory of Malva. Pot and Malva Whitfoot have been married for the past 10 years. Whom takes over in the interim during the mayor's tummy ache? Potential motive. Yeah, that's a good one. I sure would. maybe I'll make, where is it? Maybe I'll make Blanco the deputy mayor. Is interim mayor while Pot Whitfoot is ill. So this is not a lethal pie poisoning. So it is, it's a pie poisoning, but it's not because of, it's not because of the pie. It's because of what was in the pie, what was hidden in the pie. That's what happens when Batman gets a tummy ache. Alfred gets promoted. So eating a corroded copper ring makes the mayor ill, because his wife feeds them his tarnished marital ring. Because poisoning. I like that. I'm gonna steal that. Poisoning. I love that. Yeah, so Pot and Malva Whitfoot have been married for the past 10 years. 3 years ago, Pot ascended, or Pot was elected mayor of Michael Delving. Since then, their marriage has degraded. Pot is constantly partaking in festivals, parties, and dinner invitations without his wife, and neglecting to spend time with her. Even time reserved for them ends up being forgotten or canceled by Pot. Pot's not a good husband, guys. It doesn't excuse what Malva did, but she's got her reason. So here's the kicker. For their 10-year anniversary, Malva begged Pot to take her far away from his mayor duties on a vacation where they could spend quality time together. After booking a week's stay at the floating log and planning romantic getaway, Malva was heartbroken when Pot accepted the invitation of Hamfast. I hear Mount Doon is a lovely vacation spot this time of year. Yeah. Really tropical weather. So, Malva was heartbroken when Pot accepted the invitation of Hamfast to partake as a judge in the pie baking competition. Occurring on the day of their anniversary. This is important. He's such a bad husband. Enraged, Malva bought a pie from Juniper Broadbelt's kitchens in the floating log, and she tossed the gift she had purchased for him in the trash bin in their in-room. On the day of the festival, another potential motive, would the mayor disqualify a contestant? Would the mayor Well, my big red herring is really the Saxville Baggins. Because everyone's going to be like, oh, Lobelia and her lot did it. That's my big red herring, because everyone suspects the Saxville Baggins. And I mean, the two of them do have some pretty good motivating factors about them. They do have some pretty good motivations for the two of them. She tossed the gift she had purchased for him in the trash bin in their in-room. On the day of the festival, she asked him for his ring to get it polished. Then left him a piece of pie with the ring inside. The mayor found the pie piece alone on the stand, and gobbled it down. The stomach acid and the corroded copper ring began to not interact. What is it called, guys? I'm tired. Their chief weapons are, but no one expects the ring wraith inquisition. I love that. React. Thank you. React. That's such a simple word. I don't know why I forgot it. Stomach acid and the corroded copper ring began to react in his stomach, creating chemically react, thank you. Creating noxious gases that caused a bloated, upset stomach and made him pass out. Gases that immediately clear the room. Let's make this a new paragraph. All right. Malva was watching from nearby and feigned horror at discovering her husband's ill body. Needless to say, they will be getting a divorce. All right. It's pretty good motivation for her. I need to make, wait, there was something in here that I forgot to make a note of. I know I forgot to make a note of something. As I was typing it, I was like, I forgot to write that down elsewhere. Let's see. I don't know. All right. Well, I think that's about as much as I can do for tonight. As much as I'm on a bit of a roll now, my baby is awake. So I will have to end the stream. I was actually able to get more time than I anticipated. He allowed me to get in over an hour of streaming, which is great. Thank you everyone who joined me in my lovely perusal of my one-shot writing adventures. I appreciate everyone's input. It was appreciated. If you guys like this stream and want to continue to support me, please follow me on the various social medias. I stream on Twitch and YouTube primarily, but am just starting to break into the TikTok world. So you guys all have a wonderful rest of your night, and we will see you guys next time.